Can the BRICS currency challenge the dominance of the dollar? A new global currency that challenges the long-standing dominance of the US dollar has been launched by the BRICS countries. If more countries unite around this new currency, it will have a significant impact on the global financial system. Get ready for a day when the supremacy of the dollar is up for grabs. In this video, we will discuss how and why foreign governments want to rid themselves of the US dollar. For decades, the US dollar has held unrivaled dominance as the world's primary reserve currency. According to the US Federal Reserve, between 1999 and 2019, the dollar was used in 96% of international trade invoicing in the Americas, 74% in Asia Pacific, and 79% in the rest of the globe. According to the Atlantic Council, the US dollar accounts for around 88% of currency exchanges and 59% of all foreign currency reserves maintained by central banks. Almost all central banks throughout the world keep dollars, since they are the most extensively used currency for conversion and serve as a benchmark in the forex market. Furthermore, the dollar accounts for the great majority of oil trades. And now BRICS leaders have said they want to use their national currencies more instead of the dollar, which strengthened sharply last year as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates and Russia invaded Ukraine, making dollar debt and many imports more expensive. Russia's sanctions imposed exile from global financial systems last year also fueled speculation that non-Western allies would shift away from the dollar. The goal of the BRICS currency project is to switch the world off of the US dollar. The objectives of this attempt are to increase economic integration, reduce US influence, and provide a substitute for international commerce and finance. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, made this announcement during the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum in the first week of June, following the 2008 global financial crisis, which revealed weaknesses in the US dollar-dominated global financial system. The idea of a BRICS currency attracted more interest. Russian President Vladimir Putin emphasized the need for a new global reserve currency in 2022 during the 14th BRICS summit in order to lessen dependency on the dollar and euro. The BRICS pay system was created to make cross-border transactions between member states easier. It makes use of blockchain technology and digital technologies to offer a safe, easy-to-use, and transparent payment system. This scheme is thought to be a forerunner to a BRICS currency that is more cohesive. The BRICS countries declared their intention to establish a digital currency payment system in 2024, utilizing blockchain technology to improve financial integration and lessen need on Western banking systems such as SWIFT. The potential impact of a new BRICS currency on the US dollar remains uncertain, with experts debating its potential to challenge the dollar's dominance. However, if a new BRICS currency was to stabilize against the dollar, it could weaken the power of US sanctions, leading to a further decline in the dollar's value. It could also cause an economic crisis affecting American households. Aside from that, this new currency could accelerate the trend toward de-dollarization. Although the dollar's reserve currency share has decreased as the euro and yen have gained popularity, the dollar is still the most widely used reserve currency, followed by the euro, the yen, the pound, and the yuan. BRICS leaders have said they want to use their national currencies more instead of the dollar, which strengthened sharply last year as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates and Russia invaded Ukraine, making dollar debt and many imports more expensive. Russia's sanctions imposed exile from global financial systems last year also fueled speculation that non-Western allies would shift away from the dollar. By adopting a common currency, the BRICS bloc members can conduct trade transactions without resorting to the US dollar. This would lead to a decrease in the supply and demand for dollars on the international stage, potentially weakening its value. The only political issue that unites the 9 current members of the BRICS and the 40 additional members of the BRICS is the common desire to escape the dominance of the US dollar. According to recent estimates, Some 40 nations, mostly from South America, Asia, and Africa, are thinking about joining the alliance in 2024 with the intention of escaping the clutches of the dollar. Although it provides stability for certain economies, the US dollar's supremacy is viewed as a growth inhibitor by many others. Local economies are at risk when there is an over-reliance on a single currency for commerce and monetary reserves, particularly when there are global economic crises or changes in the value of the dollar. Developing nations are starting to see the current framework as a tool that restricts their ability to thrive economically. One of the primary goals of the BRICS alliance is to establish an alternative economic structure that will allow emerging economies to strengthen independently. The idea of using local currencies for bilateral and multilateral commerce is gaining traction since it allows these countries to avoid the conversion expenses associated with the US dollar, while also reducing their vulnerability to currency swings. This allows them to allocate more resources to the development of their economies, lessening their reliance on the outside. One of the primary goals of the BRICS alliance is to establish an alternative economic structure that will allow emerging economies to strengthen independently. The idea of adopting local currencies for bilateral and multilateral trade is gaining traction, as it allows these nations to save conversion fees. Moreover, de-dollarization, or the gradual reduction of the usage of the US dollar in international trade, is a priority for many of the countries involved. This process might have serious consequences for many economic sectors in the United States, as a drop in demand for dollars could lead to a devaluation of the currency itself. Furthermore, the purchasing power of the dollar could plummet in the next few years, plunging from 3% to 0 in some extreme cases. Furthermore, China's participation in the BRICS alliance is extremely important. Beijing may benefit the most from the de-dollarization drive due to its leading position in the global economy and the expanding use of the yuan in international trade. Furthermore, BRICS would also be on track to attain international trade self-sufficiency, which has failed the world's other currency unions. Because a BRICS currency union, unlike previous ones, would not be based on common territorial borders, its members would most likely be able to manufacture a broader range of commodities than any existing monetary union. An artifact of geographic diversity, there is an opportunity for a level of self-sufficiency that has cruelly eluded currency unions characterized by geographic concentration, such as the Eurozone, which will likewise have a $476 billion trade imbalance in 2022. However, the BRICS would not even need to trade exclusively with one another. Because each member of the BRICS grouping is an economic powerhouse in its own region, countries around the world are likely to be keen to do business with the BRICS. If Thailand were obligated to use the BRICS to conduct business with China, Brazilian importers might still buy prawns from Thai exporters, ensuring that Thailand's prawns remain on Brazilian menus. Goods manufactured in one country can also get around trade barriers between two countries by being exported to and then re-exported from a third country. The BRICS currency might also weaken the US dollar's position as the world's principal reserve currency. Many countries keep dollar reserves to help stabilize their economies, but adopting an alternative currency could stimulate diversification of these reserves. Such diversification would reduce the dollar's supremacy, lowering its influence on global financial markets. Finally, establishing a unified currency would allow the BRICS countries to strengthen their respective currencies. These economies may stabilize and strengthen their own currencies by allowing internal trade without reliance on the dollar. This might put the US currency under pressure in FX markets, introducing fresh competitors and diversifying possibilities for international transactions. But the success of this initiative remains uncertain. While the BRICS currency represents a challenge to the dollar, The latter has not yet had its last word. The dollar still enjoys global trust and an established financial infrastructure, making it difficult to replace. For the BRICS alliance to achieve its goals, it will have to overcome numerous obstacles, notably gaining the trust of international investors and proving the reliability of its currency in the long term. If you found this video informative, kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more videos. Thanks for watching.